Welcome back to Grandma Sims. Be sure to grab the house from the gallery to decorate along with me. Let's make it fun, cozy, and creative. So, today let's take a look at our new Enchanted by Nature pack by doing a little building with the new build and buy stuff. I pre-built the shell. And of course, if you want the shell, it will be on my gallery and you can download it from there and decorate it how you would like. I'm going to show you what my vision was for the decorating. So I do love all the different items that came with this pack. This new roof is amazing. These walls are moss covered. Comes in a lot of different colors. Those are going to be useful. I can see that in quite a few different places. And these doors are beautiful. Now there's two sets of doors, which you probably already know, and I'm going to be using the other set of doors with a second build. But I thought these windows and doors fit the feeling, the vibe of this build for a fairy cottage. Now I did have some troubles, unfortunately, while building with the new pack because there are so many bugs that come along with the new pack. So there was a few things that I noticed, but we muddled through and we got our first build with this pack done. So it is these two buildings here. I have this main building up on a hill, just a little one. It's not too much so that it goes with the surrounding area. I do like the size of this lot, this 30 by 30 lot. That's one of my favorite sizes. When it comes to building on a lot, I think it makes a good size home plus yard. But this lot right now, and I'm hoping they're going to fix that, it has some issues when it comes to the camera and where you can see things. So hopefully they'll fix that and it'll be okay. So in this little tower area, I am going to put a bathroom. Now I know the fairies don't necessarily need a bathroom because they have that little fairy home that they can use to replenish all of their needs. But the second building, and you'll see that in just a little bit, I'm going to be turning that into a nursery. So the bathroom is going to be for any children that grow up here. So this is one of the problems I had with the new pack, was just finding things that go together. I do like this flooring. For some reason it looks like stone, but I think it's in the wood flooring category, so it looks like stone but has wood grain. It's confusing to me. And then I just wanted to tuck the kitchen back here in this little corner. Of course I should have put lights in before I tried doing the kitchen. This is gonna go through many different versions of the kitchen until I found one that I liked. I like these stone walls, but then it didn't go with anything else I was doing. This was me problem. This is not a pack problem or a Sims problem. This was a me problem. All the new things are so beautiful, and I really wanted to use everything, but you can't always use everything. You do have to put a couple things in from other packs that you own to make things a little bit more cohesive. Like the pack doesn't come with a stove and refrigerator, obviously, because the fairies don't really need those in this build. But like I said, if there is going to be a child living here, they will need to eat. So I did put in a working kitchen. And you don't have to use it for fairies. You could use it for anybody who wants to live, except for the fact that I didn't put in an adult bed. Easily changed out. That's not a problem. So again, so many different changes that I was trying to go with here. I was going with dirt walls, dirt floor, and then stone walls, stone floor. In the end, we are going to go with a wood floor. I believe it's a base game wood floor. And I think that works out with the vibe that is going on in this house, with the wood tones, with the windows, the table, the columns, the kitchen wood tones. So I just had to do some mixing and matching to make everything work. And how much do we love this new rug with all the different swatches. So I have a dragon swatch over here for under the living room area or sitting area. And then I believe it's either a horse or it's one of the other swatches underneath that dining room table. And then the little moss-looking rug in the kitchen. So now you can see here's the wood floor, and I think it works fine in this cottage atmosphere. And then I did go with the tile with the grass growing out of it, which I thought that's kind of cute for in the kitchen, because maybe they didn't fill in the cracks between the grout between their tile, and grass grew through. It could happen in my backyard. So this is just a sitting area. There are no electronics in this build. No TV, no radio, no gaming system or anything like that. But I did put a little desk over here, and one of the new activities is that little print book. We're going to put that on this little desk. And the one and only wall picture, it's actually under wall decor. It's not even a picture. The one that we got with the pack, I went ahead and put that right above the desk there. Then I was working on this wall, and I thought I would put the new bookshelf in and the new bookshelves, and I completely remembered we have these very cool bookshelves, so I put these in instead, and they are wonderful. They're amazing. They are clipping a little bit into the ceiling, so I think they would be better on a medium hall white. At this point, this didn't bother me, the clipping into the ceiling thing. Ceilings aren't exactly working right now. I painted ceilings for both buildings, and another building you'll see that's going to go up. They're still all white, so it didn't matter what I did or what I tried or the different textures and things for the ceiling. It didn't work. It just didn't work. So the ceilings are white, and that is what it is. Maybe it's another one of them bugs they're gonna fix. So this little round bathroom you're seeing the best version of it. It was actually a real pain for a while. I did want to use some of the new stuff. There's a new shower and a new tub, but none of that was going to work in this round room, so I used the sink and the toilet, and then I went back to base game for that wooden tub, which I think does match the vibe of this build anyway. So we're going to move outside here a little bit. I'm going to work on this entryway. I do love these vine moss covered railings and fences, it's going to be really hard to use those in any other build unless we're building this type of home or this type of house. So because of that, I wanted to use them. I wanted because when am I going to get another chance unless I build another one of these? So I definitely wanted to use those, and the spandrels and the columns and all of it. It all goes together beautifully, and I really wanted to use it here. So I did. And, obviously in the future we'll probably build something, another fairy home, or maybe even a gnome home. We'll be able to use those again. That's the one thing. I love everything in this pack, but it's going to be very specific builds that we can use these in, which is good and bad. Comes with both. So I was just putting some foliage up on the top here, just to give it a little. This house is going to be covered in greenery, so a little more greenery would never hurt anybody. So I did spend a little bit of time. This was off camera when we first got the plants that can go on the roof, and it is unfortunate that you have to have a perfectly pitched roof to put the plants on, because this would have been the one where I would have wanted to do that, or I'm sure everybody wants to do that, is to put plants on the roof. But unfortunately, with curved roofs, you just can't. It doesn't matter how many cheats you try, you just can't. So I'm making a little path from the road, and I don't know if it looks that way to you, but I was trying to make it look like a tree and with branches on the ground. So we take a look at that again. You'll see, maybe you'll see what I see. So this is that second building. Like I said, I just turned this into a nursery. These nursery items I will be using. I love the swatches on all of these. I love that these three go together, and I wish they had kept going. I would love to have all the way up to adulthood, because I know we have the canopy bed for adults and teens, but right there in the middle, our children Sims are missing out because they don't have a bed. So I will be using all of these, but then I'm going to have to figure out when they become children Sims which direction we want to go in as far as decorating their room, or something that might go with this theme. So I love these rugs. Of course, they come with all sorts of colors, but I used the 4 of the green ones here. I think there's a 5th one. See, I painted the ceiling. I thought, oh, how adorable would be the sky up there in this room, but it doesn't stay. You saw me paint it, and I have evidence I painted it, but the ceiling is white, guaranteed. Anyway, back to these rugs. Yeah, I used these 4 green leaves. They are actually rugs, and if you get close enough to look at them, they do look like they're soft and something you would want to, sit and play on. So they're real cute. And they do come in all those different colors, and I'll probably be using those in other builds. That's something I can see, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in this type of a build. It can go in other types of rooms. So we're going to move to the outside, and yes, I did go into debug. Now, I don't normally spend a lot of time in debug. It's just so disorganized, and that it messes with my OCD terribly, because I want to get in there and fix fix it. I'm always wanting to fix it, but I can't. Unless somebody wants to let me fix it, I would totally do that. But I didn't want to use the fence that we used, the fence and railing that we used at the front of the house there by the front door. I didn't want to use that for the whole lot. So I did go into debug, and I just went into debug for Enchanted by Nature. Found these beautiful stone walls. And sorry, I just noticed that that one was crooked over there on the left, my left. Anyway, I think these stone walls fit beautifully in this neighborhood, so I definitely wanted to go with those. There's a couple other things I pulled out of debug, but I didn't pull a lot out of debug. Like, I didn't pull the photos out that, those print photos that you can make. You can see them kind of scrolling by there. I didn't pull those out just because that's part of the gameplay, and I haven't had a chance to play that yet, so I want to play the gameplay before I actually cheat and use those. So we did jump a little bit here. So I did add this gazebo, and right in the middle of the gazebo you can see there is our fairy house where they can go in and they can fulfill all their needs. And I used the bushes here with the little twinkly lights on them. I thought that made it look, you know, very fairy-like with all the little twinkly lights. Very cute. And then just filling in the greenery. I didn't put anything else in, well, there's a light over the fairy house, but I didn't put anything else in this little gazebo. Definitely could turn it into a sitting space, but we will have a sitting space outside here in just a little bit. These are our two new plants that we got with the pack, ground plants, and they come in those beautiful colors, and there's more beautiful colors. And then these are our other wall decorations, which you'll see in a little bit. I'm going to get a little crazy with the wall decorations, and when I say a little crazy, I mean, wow, it was a lot. But they're these purple, and if you watched our eggplant build, you'll know I'm loving the purple. So I put a lot of that on, and then I went back and put a lot more purple on, and a lot more bushes and things. So this is just around the yard. These trees, these plants, they all did come out of debug for Enchanted by Nature, and they all are a part of this world, so they fit in. I pulled maybe 2 or 3 flowers to finish off that front path from base game, but other than that, I pretty much stuck with this new pack. Found these really cute little circle things, so stone circle thing going on here. That's something I will probably use again. And then just more of these, more debug flowers. There's so many beautiful plants and flowers and bushes in this world. I don't know why they don't let us have them outside of debug, but we all know how to get into debug. I know we all don't like to go into debug, but they are there, and they are beautiful, so I did use them here. I have another build planned, actually for in the city area, that area, and I'll be able to use a few of those there, but not as many as I was able to use here in this part of the world. So finding some debug rocks. These moss covered rocks are gorgeous, love them. Going to be using those. Some more rocks. I like that they come kind of gathered together like that in a group. Otherwise, I'm spending my time gathering and grouping them like I did with this one over here. So I do like that group of rocks, which is wonderful. So I did go crazy. I know I don't usually go this crazy with landscaping, but I was having fun with the landscaping, so I got crazy with it and a lot of terrain painting, and I was glad to see that it stuck to the ground and didn't disappear. But a lot of, and you're gonna see now, this path coming up that splits and goes in the two different ways here. Just wanted a lot of color, just a lot of color. So those are the two plants from the pack, and then I pulled out these three, and then I just did a repeat. But I liked having the yellow, another purple, and the white to kind of balance it and blend it in. And I think it turned out really pretty for an entrance coming up into this lot. Little play area over here for the kiddos, for when because they're going to be living right here in this little nursery area. So put a little play area out here. This is the new dollhouse. I know a couple people are actually, have and are actually building the dollhouse live size, which I think is totally fun. And I'm not sure if that's something I'm gonna do. I definitely might try it, but sometimes I just like to watch other people try it, and I can just live through them, so it's all good. But it is a very cute dollhouse, and it fits in with this. So this is where we are going to put a sitting area, using these new benches from the pack, covered in moss. They're gorgeous. Love it. I love everything about this pack. Don't get me wrong. I love all the decorations. I love all of the items that we did get. Of course, I'm always hoping for more and always wishing we could have more, especially when it comes to skipping children. I don't think that was a good choice. And I feel kind of, I don't know, I don't feel good about the whole skipping a whole generation of Sims and not providing anything for them. I, I don't know how they could just do that. Just one bed. I mean, how hard could one bed have been? Anyway, so I pulled this. I know it's a rug. I pulled it out. It looks like a big flat rock, and I thought that would be a good place for a sitting area. So like I said, we are going to so we're doing this build here, more in the country, more gardeny, fairy type home. I am going to be doing another build that I have started working on, using different items from this new pack, and it's going to be more in that town area. So that one will be coming out in just a couple days. So go ahead and subscribe while you're here, and hit that like button, and then you'll be notified when that new one comes out. And I think it'll just be probably 2-3 days after this one that the new video will come out. So you won't have to wait long for that. So this is where I got crazy. And not a little crazy. We're talking full-blown insane. I just put a million plants on the walls and covered it all up. The walls are gorgeous themselves. Like I said, I do love what looks like moss growing all over the house, but it looks good. But then I went crazy and covered it all up. So maybe that's why there is moss on the walls, because it's full of plants. I think growing over the windows and growing over everything and coming out in all different directions and just plants everywhere, I just love that feeling. I think that is just an awesome feeling for this house. Just gonna do it on the tower. Now there is a second story in that tower, and if you do feel like you would like to put a ladder in there, Definitely do that because there is space. I did not go up a level to put anything in that second part of the tower. So you can definitely put a ladder in there and utilize that space, maybe even for another bedroom. I think there would be room for maybe a single bed in there, and that would work if you're expanding to have more Sims in this house. So just finishing up the back. We don't want to neglect any part of the lot. And yes, there are some open green areas. I don't believe everything should be covered fully. Have to have, a place for the Sims to wander around. So there we go. Remember now, keep it creative, keep it cozy, and I will see you for the next build.